is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Monday, the 27th day of January in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley, thanking you for joining us. Here's what we're tracking tonight. Some residents in the Sohia community started to claim already allocated government land over the weekend, demanding that they must be granted house lots or the government could face the possibility of them withholding their votes.
Right now I'm here fighting for the youth. I'm an owner of a plot of land here and I have a home in here. But I would appreciate if the government could help the youth them because in Sohia here, sir, there's the biggest community and the youths need land in here. And we need to make sure that the government, if y'all do not give us no land, we are not voting in Sohia.
Many of the residents have been converging in an area behind Cummings Lodge, marking off plots of land and claiming the reserve as their own. The move prompted a visit to the community by officials of the Housing Department today, including the Minister responsible for Housing, Annette Ferguson. But the visit did little to quell the position of the residents, forcing the ministry to call an impromptu press conference. At that press conference, Minister Ferguson explained that the land the residents appear to be claiming would have been previously allocated, and there is now a move to put infrastructure in place.
It was not until this government came into office post-May 2015 that we were able to engage both NISIL and Lands and Survey to have the requisite procedure follow so that the lands were actually handed over to Central Housing and Planning Authority, of which the agency paid for those lands. And those persons who were allocated the lands, the Central Housing and Planning Authority, we have begun the necessary infrastructural work so that those persons can now move onto the lands to do their construction. So I want to say here this morning that it is upsetting to see and to hear what is happening out at the Cummings Lodge area.
And the Chief Executive Officer of the Central Housing and Planning Authority, Leland Saul, made an appeal to the residents who are trying to claim the land.
We just want to appeal to our citizens outside there who are squatting, please desist from doing so. It is important that people understand that informal settlement would not do any good for us in this country. Those lands were earmarked for development. There is a design layout. And we were further advised that persons are squatting on lands belonging to Guyana Lands and Survey Commission and NISIL. Point to note, the current squatting has implication for future infrastructure development as it relates to the southern bypass. That is a critical road link that leading from Ogle to Timiri. Therefore, at some point in time, we will have to take the necessary action to ensure that the squatting does not compromise future development.
Many of the residents have said that they want the Central Housing and Planning Authority to immediately address their concerns about land allocation. More news coming up in a moment.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
The Guyana Elections Commission has published the revised list of electors. Eligible persons are advised to check their information on the list posted in their respective areas or on the GCOM's website at www.gcom.org.gy. Persons who did transactions such as new registration, changes, or corrections to their information in the recent registration exercises must check the revised list of electors to ensure that they are listed and information is correct. If your information is not correctly stated, you must visit the GCOM office in your area on or before the 25th of January 2020 with the triplicate copy of the registration form referred to as the pink slip to ensure the update is done. The updated and corrected information will be on the official list of electors. For more information, visit our website at www.gcom.org.gy. Follow GCOM on Facebook at Guyana Elections Commission. Contact us on 225-027729 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy or the nearest GCOM registration office.
All across our nation, Guyana, we see it in your lives. The future growing even stronger. GBTI, all eyes on Guyana skies as the voices of our people rise. Singing GBTI, Guyana's pride is in your eyes. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Welcome back. The Department of Energy and the ExxonMobil company today announced that Exxon has made its 16th oil discovery offshore Guyana. The new discovery was made northeast of the producing Liza field at the Uaru well on the Stabroek block. The new discovery, coupled with all other discoveries, brings the estimated resource for the Stabroek block to more than 8 billion oil equivalent barrels. The director of the Department of Energy, Dr. Mark Bino, said Guyana welcomes a new discovery, which follows closely on the heels of the start of oil production. He said all Guyanese should welcome the new discovery and should begin to appreciate that the nation is on the cusp of major economic transformation and sustained development. Dr. Bino added that the Department of Energy remains committed to working with its partners and ecosystem of agencies to ensure that the benefits from the sector, both direct and indirect, redound to every Guyanese. The Uaru well encountered approximately 94 feet of high-quality oil-bearing sandstone reservoir. The well was drilled in 6,342 feet of water and is located approximately 10 miles northeast of the Liza field, which started oil production in December of last year. Dr. Bino said the petroleum sector is already stimulating increased employment and expanded services, and Guyana is expecting a ramping up of these benefits during the decade of development, which is aimed at ensuring that the country's petroleum resources are utilized to improve citizens' quality of life and retaining greater value from the sector for Guyana and Guyanese. The Senior Vice President for Exploration and New Ventures at ExxonMobil, Mike Cousins, said with the recent high-quality finds at Triple Tail and the Mako contributing to the recoverable resources, the investments will continue to provide benefits for the people of Guyana. Well, at a reception last evening to celebrate India's 70th Republic anniversary, President David Granger lauded the cooperation and partnership between Guyana and India over the years. According to the President, Guyana and India are united by bonds of blood and history, and the two nations have strengthened cultural and economic ties since the establishment of diplomatic relations in 1966.
Guyana and India's Center for Development of Advanced Computing in the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology reached an agreement in May 2017, paving the way for the establishment and operation of a Center of Excellence in Information Technology. I was pleased again to commission this center on the University of Guyana campus in June 2019.
The President said the long-standing friendship has yielded mutual benefit for both nations.
Guyana is pleased with its relationship and the continued support of the Government of India. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to join me in a toast for the continued prosperity of the people of the Republic of India, to the good health of President Ramnath Kovind, and to the continued excellent relations between our two republics.
India's High Commissioner to Guyana said India is very happy to strengthen the level of cooperation with Guyana.
We believe in sincere mutual assistance and our everlasting friendship, which has been built upon a long tradition of friendly exchanges. For India, the national idea is development partnership, the vehicle is development diplomacy. The goal is to strive collectively for shared peace, prosperity and development.
Guyana and India have always shared strong diplomatic ties. Well, an 8-person trade mission from Jamaica is in Guyana looking at ways to do business in this country. The trade mission is on a 5-day visit and will be meeting members of the government and the private sector during their visit. The Jamaica Chamber of Commerce has collaborated with the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry on the visit, which will also see meetings with potential business partners taking place. Among the areas of possible business investment being looked at are ICT services, legal services, construction, training, back office services, food retail, pharmaceuticals, and skills certification. One of the visiting Jamaican officials has said that the trip is timely with the economic development taking place in Guyana and the further economic development expected in the coming years. The Jamaican business community is being encouraged to look at Guyana not only as an export market for Jamaican goods and services, but also as a source for a range of goods as well as an investment location. In the world of business still, having recorded a good year of business and profits, Banks DIH Limited is now setting its sights on major expansion. At the annual shareholders meeting on Saturday, Banks DIH Chairman Clifford Reese announced that the company will now be entering the auto sales and energy sales industries.
We are also in discussion with the manufacturers of a brand of motorcycle to import and sell this model, which we consider to be an attractive and cost-effective alternative to those currently available on the local market. Additionally, my fellow shareholders, we are actively exploring the possibilities of securing the rights for a car dealership from a recognized manufacturer of motor vehicles to complement this vision of satisfying the nation's transport needs.
Reese told shareholders that the Guyanese economy, which is poised to undergo dramatic changes, will bring new challenges, demands and realities, and there is already an increase in the demand for additional housing and industrial zones to satisfy the increasing manufacturing capacity. Banks DIH saw a 7.9% increase in its revenue last year, with after-tax profit reaching over 14%. Local telecommunications company GTT has issued another warning to its customers to guard themselves against scams that may be using the company's name. In a statement, GTT urged customers to be more vigilant and seek verification of promotions, as the company saw an increase in fraud reports during the past year. GTT's Vice President of Customer Experience and Quality, Urson Ferguson, said the number of fraud reports has increased, despite the company's effort to put measures in place to reduce scams. He believes the scammers are now evolving and trying new methods. The official said the scammers have taken a move to landline users seeking their national identification numbers. He said if anyone sends you a message or calls about being a winner, the first thing you should do is check the GTT website and see if there's any ongoing promotion. The company said it has no current promotion ongoing. The Guyana Police Force has also been receiving reports of the scams using the GTT name and the names of public officials. Some persons have been duped into purchasing large amounts of mobile credit and depositing that credit into specific numbers, believing that there is a prize awaiting them. In the world of politics, incumbent President David Granger called on the East Coast Demerara residents to show up at the polls in convincing numbers to cement an APNU AFC re-election on the 2nd of March. Speaking before a large gathering of supporters at Golden Grove on Friday night, President Granger reminded the East Coast Demerara residents that Region 4 is the smallest region, but with the biggest population.
I don't want 75% of the people to turn up. I want 80 and 85% of the people of this region. If we get that mobilization, we win countrywide. This is a battlefield region, and it must be battlefield mobilization. My friends, this is a force. Look at you tonight. This is a force that can win this battle.
Mr. Granger also reminded the residents of some of the problems they faced under the last PPP civic government, pointing out that they won those battles when the coalition was elected to power in 2015, and they must win the battles again.
This is a battlefield region, and we have to win the battle right here on the East Coast, right here in Demerara. This is a battle that we must win. We won the battle against the Phantom. We won the battle against the greatest flood in your lifetime, the flood of 2005. We won the battle against dividing the villages into red villages and green villages. We won the battle against the troubles between 2000 and 2010. But tonight, my comrades, we have to win the battle of numbers.
The president said the coalition government will deliver free education from nursery to university, as it was before the PPP Civic went into office in 1992. He also spoke about programs that have been put in place to assist young girls and women in their personal and economic development. Mr. Granger also noted that more will be done for the pensioners of Guyana. And the People's Progressive Party Civic was in the town of Lethem last evening for another one of its rallies as the campaign season continues to the March elections. Speaking before a large crowd of supporters, the prime ministerial candidate for the PPP, retired Brigadier Mark Phillips, said he came out of retirement to take over as the new general for the PPP and in support of Irfan Ali as the presidential candidate. Phillips described the upcoming elections as a war and said it is a war that must be won by the PPP.
But comrades, he will be looking at the video and he will see the PPPC Army of the South, Army of Region 8, mobilized in their red uniform, with me coming out to retirement as their general and prime minister to support our new president, Dr. Irfan Ali.
Mr. Phillips also told the Lethem residents that the PPP will get them back to cattle rearing.
Comrades, this is a cattle rearing country. Many cattle. Today, we have less cattle than a country like Uruguay. 30 years ago, we had more cattle in Uruguay, comrades, and the PPPC will get you back there. This is a region with a potential for tourism.
Over the weekend, the party also held a rally in the Bartica area, and at that rally, miners were promised that a PPP Civic government will do more to assist and develop the mining sector.
The voting process. Once you have been identified as the elector you claim to be, you would be given a ballot paper that is stamped at the back, top and bottom halves in your presence. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once at the top section where you vote for the party of your choice in the general election, and once at the bottom section where you vote for the party of your choice in the regional election. Make your mark in the box provided on the right of your choice. After you have voted, fold the ballot paper as shown by the election official. Dip the first joint of your right index finger in the ink provided and place the ballot paper in the ballot box that is there for this purpose. You would then have to peacefully depart the polling station. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-027729, 223-9653, email pro@gcom.org.gy, or visit GCOM's website at www.gcom.org.gy.
You're out of a job, right?
I am.
How long have you been in construction? What's your experience? Show me how hard you can work. That's it? We'll call you. Sir, I'll be tempted to touch you if you don't step back. Sir, kindly remove from the premises. Sir, you're making me hot. Please remove from the premises. Come on, sir, give me some more. What is that? Give me more. I want more. I want to see that.
Sign me up, I come for this work. I have a walk it properly.
You're too sexy for this job. Sir, this job requires muscle power. What do you have? Flexibility. This job requires that you work long hours. Hard hours.
Sign me up, I come for this work. Sign me up, I come for it. Boss lady, I come for this work. Sign me up, I come.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Across the region right now, central bank officials will meet in Bermuda this week to agree on a framework that can help build robust fintech ecosystems in their countries. Since the 1990s, fintech, the use of technology to improve and automate the use of financial services, has emerged as a cheaper, quicker, and faster alternative to traditional banking. It has been growing faster than any other segment of the tech industry, reaching the global market value of about $127 billion in 2018. While some Commonwealth countries have become advanced fintech hubs, others have made relatively steady progress. The meeting will pool the experiences to identify model policy, legislation, and regulation for a framework that can foster a healthy fintech environment. In Latin America, Peru's once influential Conservative Popular Force Party has suffered a crushing defeat in congressional elections. The party dominated Congress before the body was dissolved by the president in September. The president took the drastic step, arguing that lawmakers were obstructing his anti-government agenda. No party won an overall majority, but centrist parties have made gains, which could ease the passage of reforms. The new Congress will be short-lived. It will be replaced in next year's general elections. And finally tonight, international news. The number of people killed in China by the new coronavirus has risen to 81, with almost 3,000 confirmed ill. The National New Year holiday has been extended by 3 days to Sunday in an attempt to contain the spread. The number of deaths in Hubei rose from 56 to 76, with 5 deaths elsewhere. Wuhan is in lockdown and several other cities have imposed travel bans. At least 44 cases have been confirmed abroad, including in Thailand, the US, and Australia. There have been no deaths outside China. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.